Hey, you guys. So I'm back with another message, and this message God had dropped in my spirit um a while ago. I just been sitting on it. It's probably been a few weeks because some things that I have been seeing in social media and things like that, and then God dropped some things in my spirit. But God is saying that they are being paid. I'm gonna repeat that. God is saying they are being paid. They are being paid for what they are doing. Um, I know you guys remember that where God was telling me that the spirit of deception is at an all-time high, especially in ministry, especially in church. Um, and a lot of things that are being said and brought to the pulpit, they are being paid to say. God is not in it. God didn't orchestrate for them to say those type of things. They are being paid to say those type of things by people in high places to make um, people vote for them, to make people elect them, to make people think that they are a certain way when they're not a certain way, right? They are actually wolves in sheep clothing. And God is saying they are being paid. There is a lot of false prophecies and a lot of false teachings that is going on in this season, in this hour, and to increase your spirit of discernment. Um, I know before I started the YouTube ministry, TikTok, or the channel that God had told me to start with, social media, to give out encouraging words and for Him to use me as a vessel. God had told me to stop listening to a lot of um, prophetic voices because a lot of them are not sent by Him. And you should know them by the fruit that they bear. And the fruit that they're bearing, like I told you guys, and I mentioned you guys in another video, is what they're actually saying out their mouth. Are they of servantship? And a lot of these people that God is saying they are being paid, they are in like high places. They are in, they have a huge following. Some of them have a huge following. And I know a lot of you guys are probably like, well, how are some of their prophecies and stuff coming to pass how are some of their prophecies and things like that coming to pass? This and this and that, the third, and something about them is off. Well, um, it's because what they do is they will go and they will steal prophetic messages from other people. They will go and pay and access the spiritual realm illegally because they don't have the gift that they claim that they have to access God, because they're out of the will of the Father. They got some things that's going on within themselves. And some of them don't even have the gift. They don't have the gift to hear. They don't have the gift to see. So they'll pay people to access the spiritual realm for them to get information. That's what sorcerers and things do, right? And so a lot of the people that are being paid, that's what they are doing to make it seem like they are the real ones when they are not. Like I said, we are in a season of where deception is high. So a lot of people are going to be amazed when everything hits the fan about who is really real and who is not. And if you don't think that people can be paid to be um, false prophets, or people can be paid to give a false prophecy to weigh people to view someone a different way, go to the book of Numbers and read the story about Balaam and Balak, and how um, Balaam was basically being paid to curse, um, to place a curse on the Israelites. So, and Balaam was like, I can't curse what God has already blessed. But he was going to take the money, he was going to do it. But if it wasn't for God stepping in and was telling him no, he couldn't do that, he would have been like a whole false prophet. So we got to understand, y'all, that people are still doing these things during this season, during this hour. That's just very important for you to ask God to strengthen your gift of discernment. It's very important for you to read the word for yourself. It's very important for you to have a relationship with God for yourself, because a lot of people are being paid in this season, in this hour, to give false prophecies, or to say certain things to persuade people to go a certain way. God just dropped in my spirit that about the broad and the narrow gate. And there's a lot of people are being led to the broad gate instead of the narrow gate, instead of having consulting God for themselves, instead of confirming things with God for themselves. And y'all, if it doesn't align with God's word, then 9 times out of 10 is not of God, right? Well, ain't no 9 times out of 10. If it doesn't align with God's word, it's not God. Point blank, period. If it contradicts God's word, it's not of God. And no, we're not perfect. No one is perfect. Okay. Nobody is perfect. A lot of God's children that he uses is not perfect, but God is all about doing things in decency and in order. And we cannot condemn people. We cannot curse people. We can't do those type of things in ministry and say it's from God. We can't do those type of things. So God is saying that a lot of people that are in high places that are just coming up with huge followings and people are going along with it, they are being paid to do those type of things. They are being paid to give false prophecies. They are being paid to try to sway people into a certain way for the benefit of people of the world, because they're really not who they say they are. They're not really a true man and woman of God. When you take money to do things like that, you're definitely a false prophet. You're definitely being used as a sorcerer. You're definitely being used as a witch or a warlock. Okay, so God just want me to come and tell you guys that they are being paid. That's why in this season, a lot of God's children, he has told you guys to really not entertain what's going on in the news, to really not entertain what's going on in social media, because the spirit of deception, y'all, is at an all-time high. And this has been spoken about in the Bible. Even Paul talked about how there are going to be false prophets, false teaching that are very charismatic. They use the spirit of charisma. They are very, very good with their words. They are very, very persuasive, and they are not from God. And so we have to be careful in this season, in this hour, and we have to discern. We have to read our word for ourselves. But God is saying that a lot of these people that are in these high places, they are being paid, right? They are being paid to do the things that they are doing that are not the will of the Father. God is going to do some unveiling in this season. He will be exposing in this season. But God is saying a lot of people are being paid. Ask God to lead you and guide you to who messages and voices that you need to be listening to in this season, in this time, when it comes to prophetic voices, when it comes to teachings and things like that. But if it's not aligning with the will of the Father, y'all, if it's not aligning with God's word, then it's not from him. Point blank, period. So, all right, you guys, I love you all. I pray that you guys have an amazing day, and I will chat with you all later.